I can't emphasize this enough. A company that does not respect you, the gamer, would reduce the value proposition that you get after having paid for a service. One that does respect your money will make it where your value proposition is better than the alternatives and still make money. They're here to make money. They're not going to run their business at a loss and keep it sustainable. But you, as the gamer, or you, as the patron of that ecosystem, if you're not respected and your own, whatever it is that you're patronizing is not trying to match the value across the board, then they have no respect for you. And believe you me, if you continue to maybe, dial in with them, it's your choice. But you have no grounds to say that the other platform is not doing a great job. Now, what am I talking about? Well, apparently, I saw that Island J Gaming was reporting that the games leaving PlayStation Plus Premium and Extra seemed to be a proposition that was removing more value from Xbox. I said from Xbox, from PlayStation's players. And I said, no way. Let me go ahead and look it up myself. So Thomas Franzese writes, April 24, 2025. These are the games leaving PlayStation Plus Premium and Extra in 2025. Now, before we even jump into this, Game Pass has games that leave its ecosystem. In fact, there is an entire category that says leaving soon. It's right here somewhere. Sniper Elite and all those other games are the games that are going to be leaving Game Pass soon. I think you gotta roam your way around to basically, I think you have to be on the Game Pass side. Oh, yeah. Right? If you scroll all the way down, you're going to see, these are the games that are leaving, Game Pass pretty soon. Make sure you play them, right? Benedict Fox, The Rewinder, Kona, Sniper Elite 5, blah, 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 blah. Now, what games could be leaving PlayStation's ecosystem? When you look at them, you realize that Resistance Fall of Man and Resistance 2, which are PS3 titles available to play via streaming with PS Plus Premium, are being removed from the service in May. Sucker Punch's infamous Second Son is going away as well? Hold on. Aren't these games PlayStation games? Why is PlayStation gutting the value of their own service that is being offered to their own users traditionally? Now, let's go back and look at the games that are leaving Game Pass. Let's take a look at it again. Does anybody see a single Xbox game that's going to leave this service? So what this says to me is there seems to be a disconnect between the two value propositions as to what they offer to their users, how they offer them to their users. And I can basically conclude, I don't think PlayStation respects its own customer base. Some people would jump out there in front of PlayStation and say you're hating on PlayStation, you're bashing PlayStation. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a legitimate argument that PlayStation is removing value from its own players' coffers via its subscription service, while Xbox Game Pass keeps and maintains its own traditional first-party games on the service. And at this moment in time, they could change their minds. Game Pass could literally say, you know what, we're going to remove some Xbox Game Pass games and you can only buy them. But at this moment in time, they're not doing so. But, it's not likely that they change their minds because it actually has been a piece of their value proposition for the longest time. Every month, according to this article, game catalog of PlayStation Plus Premium and Extra subscription services loses some games. May 2025 seems like it will be a particularly brutal month for PlayStation Plus. This person is writing from this perspective and saying that this is going to be much different, as over 20 different titles will be removed, including some heavy-hitting AAA titles and games published by Sony itself. Wow. These games will go away around the same time a new batch of titles is added to PS Plus mid-month. Grand Theft Auto 5 needs no introduction, right? Grand Theft Auto 4, GTA 5 is also be added. PS Plus subscribers in PS5 and PS4 will no longer be able to access the game without buying it starting next month. Oddly, some Sony published games are also being removed, and then they listed that. They made a comprehensive list. Wow. I don't know, guys. I don't know. when I kind of put away the whole PlayStation subscription model right after they increased the price. I mean, I think they increased the price sometime around the beginning of 2024, the summer. I can't remember exactly. And the very first thing I did was I said, why in the world are they increasing the price? What are they giving me? Now, I play Tom Clancy's The Division 2 on PlayStation and PC. I have a clan that I run with. And because of the clan, I usually will go ahead and get a PlayStation Plus subscription so I can actually run missions and stuff with them. So I subscribed and I ran some missions and so on and so forth. Thankfully, Ubisoft will keep, I think, that your progress stays, on their servers. If not, every time I unsubscribe from PlayStation Plus, I'll lose all my save files. Like for Spider-Man 2, all my save files are gone, but I don't care. I do not care. Because I play on Steam. Why should I be paying you for cloud saves? Get the heck out of here. I get cloud saves for free. Why should I have to pay you for a file that is literally kilobytes of data? Has anybody ever looked at a save file? A save file is a very, very tiny piece of data. And PlayStation wants you to be paying them money for basically the same size of a text file. But look at this, you'll realize that, man, even though these games are old games, this is very interesting because the way PlayStation tactfully takes away value from its community, in my opinion, is very interesting. Now, this is coming also at the phase of them increasing the price of their PlayStation 5 console in specific regions, also increasing the price of the PlayStation subscription in specific regions, and the boldness with which they are actually taking this approach is actually what's very concerning. Very, 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 very concerning. If at this moment in time you still use their subscription service, like I said, it's a choice, but I recommend that you probably go ahead and consider alternative options. You feel me? And if those alternative options are not good enough for you, then it's probably time that you more than likely start considering what options you're going to go with at the turn of the generation. Because this is absolutely weird that they will basically say, hey, here's our highest tier of subscription service that is supposedly designed to match the competitor, but then gut it after you've basically started paying them money for that subscription tier. Do you also know what this does to those who have subscribed for the entire year? It's reduced the value of their subscription service compared to those who have subscribed for the entire year of Gamepass. There is no reason anybody should be giving these companies with poor value any money. But like I said, I would never presume to tell you what to do with your money. However, when there are alternatives out here, it makes the Nintendo proposition and the PlayStation proposition really look strange. Doesn't it look strange to you? It looks strange to me. It looks absolutely strange to me. But it is what it is. Talk to me in the comment section. Let me hear your thoughts on the matter. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.